just get your mind together and come on across to me. We'll hold hands and we'll watch the sun rise from the bottom of the sea.
This is about what this looks like at the moment. How big is your mug of chocolate? Now, it was always widely understood that the people who had all the money couldn't have any power. That is why the systems of the church and the state developed in the first place, because the power to judge the people had to be coming from the poor, those living in poverty, chastity and obedience. It couldn't be done by the rich because it was just discovered that the rich will simply enrich themselves at the expense of the poor. And this is what has happened, of course, we all know this. And now the difference between rich and poor is so great, so vast, it's not even comprehensible what this difference is. So vast, vaster than it's ever been, ever in the history of the planet. Even greater than what was going on at the time of Noah and the Great Flood. Where mankind needed to be warned. You cannot do this. You cannot consume the resources of the planet. Now I have a big mug of wheat chocolate, lots of water in it. Yet the rich, some of them have got 30 or 40 cars sitting in expensive bits of real estate, just wasting space. Yeah, each of these cars worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Such a tremendous waste in the world. And the rich were all responsible for it. And so it's only the rich who have allowed the difference between rich and poor to grow so vast, because they haven't been controlled by the poor. Natural order is that the poor are the masters of the justice system, and the political system is headed up by the poor. Those who are in poverty, chastity and obedience, who have passed through the material phase of their life and gone to the other side, been born again, and have formed part of that higher level people living in a higher morality. Okay, they've learned to, nature's justified them by giving them the second birth and empowering them in wisdom and good justice, sound judgment. Okay, now if you looked at this Bromyard court hearing, you'll notice the judge is just a young boy. It's ridiculous. You know, you'd have to be 52 years old at least to be a judge in a divine civil society. It's not possible that young people can even understand. What would he know about the two pathways of life and all the rest of it? He wouldn't know a thing about it. How can he judge? Now, it's especially terrible when one of these judges judges somebody like me, because I can't even start to talk to them. If I start to talk, they'll just arrest me and lock me up as if I'm insane or something, because what do they know? They have no idea. You can't even start to begin to talk to them. And so this is the way the world is. All these positions of authority have been occupied by inappropriate people who should be working in the world. They're interested in money, position, and authority. Let them stay in the world. But take away all power from them and give it to those people who are poor, living in poverty, chastity, and obedience. studying wisdom, it is appropriate that those people, that is the highest guild in the land, the guild of philosophy and law. Philosophy and law go together. The law of nature. This is what these divines understand. It's only divines who can be judges. It's only divines who can be knights. The knights are like a combination of the police and the army. The knights. They don't get their reward from money. They get their reward from their authority. And so they're especially warranted to be respected because of who they are, not because of the positions that the pyramid scheme has given to them undeservedly. They have deserved their position because their position has been justified within them by nature. Now, all the people occupying the position of power in this world, none of them have been justified by nature. There might be a very, very few, a handful is all. The rest are simply in inappropriate positions. And so the balance between rich and poor has become like this. And no longer is there any understanding about life after death and the journey towards life after death. There's nothing of this knowledge because this is only understood by elders. And there are no elders involved in this. These are just young people who have obtained riches and power and influence through their connections, if you like, and through a fake university system which is not part of any church. And you know, it used to be, when Einstein was at university, it used to be that you couldn't be a member of the university except you belonged to some religion and had a religious calling. It was actually a requirement because the first subject of universities is divinity. The Doctor of Divinity, this is the science of how we stay in the divine light of nature and we don't lose it and fall into fallen and demonic humanity. You understand? That is the most fundamental science on this planet. That is the science that Jesus of Nazareth came 2,000 years ago to teach you all, and you still haven't learnt. The Buddha came 2,500 years ago, and you still haven't learnt. Okay? Now they're both together here. They're both together working through humanity. And will you listen now? Will you listen to the avatar of synthesis? As he delivers his teaching through us, through many of us, into the world of an emerging divine humanity. Now, if you listen to what the avatar synthesis is saying, you will start to move in the appropriate direction. If you ignore the avatar synthesis and just carry on and on and on, just gratifying your own selfish ends, and I'm not talking about people lost in the world, I'm talking about those who have taken the second birth and are part of the new children of light, if you like. I'm talking about these people. You all have jobs to do. And I'm telling you that there is 3-year probation. You get 3 years where you can pretty much do what you like. After those 3 years are up, you are tested. And if you don't pass those tests of poverty, chastity and obedience, you get placed on the downward pathway. And this is what's happening to everybody. They think they can get away with it, you know, having multiple partners and all this sort of stuff. It's no good. The Osho community having sexual orgies and stuff. Terrible. And so what's going on is religion is getting a bad name. When I talk about religion, I mean spirituality, religion, everything to do with the higher sciences of how the human condition functions here on the planet. It's getting a bad name from all you lot who are not coming into the will of God, but you just, perhaps you watch The Secret or something, I don't know. There's some fake teachings floating about which is disturbing the children of light and turning them into children of darkness. So it's a bit of a warning really, because time is running out. This message is available now to all of humanity. There's no excuse for not being able to find this video. No excuse. Nature can lead you to this video. And if you're not following the will of nature, you'll never see this video. That'll be the end. It's really, really important now to be in that higher will of nature. And that is what people are lacking. 3 years and it's all over. You'll be following some devil. The devil will be using you to bring other children into the light. There's a few of them. Fallen and demonic children of light that have become children of darkness. You can hear it in their voices. There's nobody in this area here who hasn't gone through the second birth. Nobody. Some passed, many around me here. Many failed. Okay.